Every year, coronary heart disease kills around 2,600 women in Scotland. So, hi, my name is Erin. I'm a senior PhD student at the University of Glasgow, and currently I'm researching cardiovascular disease, but specifically how collagen 4 mutations lead to cardiovascular disease and their effect on the heart. So I began becoming interested in taking up a career in STEM. From a fairly young age, I was really interested in particularly biology. Um, and I was kind of getting an idea of what I wanted to specialise in as I started university. And something that was quite personally close to me was cardiovascular disease. It's something that's affected my family, but also I'm from the west of Scotland and it's something that's particularly prevalent here. So it was also personally important to take up something, one that I was interested in, but also that had a personal significance to myself. So for women and girls hoping to go into a career in STEM, I think the main piece of advice I would give them is to not be afraid to be too ambitious. I think there's a lot of kind of things that may be off-putting or can maybe become, almost sow a seed of doubt for young women because there's a lot of things that we still have to overcome in STEM as women. But I think don't be afraid to be too ambitious and just go for something that you're really passionate about and just enjoy it. So when I started looking into a career in STEM, some of the barriers that I faced was I began to kind of realise that how challenging STEM was as a career option. But also as a woman in STEM, you become aware of kind of the stigma and a lot of the pressures on women that hope to go into that kind of career. I think as a woman, you can find yourself in a lot of pressure, a lot of time pressure to kind of achieve things by a certain time point. But as I got further into it, I realised that that wasn't necessarily the case. And when you find something that's really important to yourself, and STEM is such a broad topic anyway, there's always opportunities that are perfectly suited to whatever you find best for yourself. And I think another important part is finding a mentor team, whether that be a boss or a supervisor, depending on what you do. Someone that is going to mentor you and support you as a woman also in your professional development, but also in your personal skills as well is just as equally important. And I've been very fortunate to have a good group of people support me from very early on in my career to where I am now as a senior PhD student. Going forward in cardiovascular research and preventing heart disease, I think one of the things clinically that's come up now and is the main focus for researchers is kind of this aspect of personalised medicine, precision medicine, and optimising treatments and care for patients as an individual and what would provide the best response for that person. And one of the things that underpins that is research into the mechanisms of disease, which is something that I do as a student now. I think that's going to be where a lot of the interest and focus is going to be on. Because when we do that and understand the mechanism better, we find lots of new and interesting targets for things like drug development. We also look at things like medical devices that support people with heart disease. So I think as we go forward, that's going to really be what we're interested in and what we hope the focus shifts to more as we kind of tailor specific treatments for individuals to give them the best possible outcome. I would say, from what I know, working in cardiovascular disease, I would say that if you're concerned about your own cardiovascular health, I would say obviously speak to medical experts and see what they would say. As I said, they would be able to give you the best kind of advice. Also, just to kind of take care of your heart. I'm sure everyone's familiar with the eat healthy, kind of keep active kind of mantra of cardiovascular health, and I definitely agree with that. And just obviously reiterate that if you want to have the best cardiovascular health, there's a lot of things that as researchers we're looking into as to what affects that and what puts people at risk. But overall, we know that the more active you are and the better health you keep over your diet, the better chance you give yourself of reducing your risk of cardiovascular disease.